or elsewhere.
Yeah. The West always is a little bit behind Japan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
true. That's true.
welcome to our special weekend edition of Layman's Philosophy, where
Yes.
we'll be looking at some unanswerable questions. Is the theme of our broadcast today? See how that
Mm-hmm.
works.
Let's see how that works.
Yeah.
Are they really unanswerable?
Well, I mean, I can answer them. Nobody may like
In a
my
way.
answers, but I can answer them.
Okay, there we go.
Okay,
Nobody
let's
might agree
see.
with them, or but
Right.
they're answerable in a way, I guess. All right.
Oh, got you up front there.
Got me up front.
Put you in the background. There you go.
Thank
Okay.
you. I'd rather be in the back.
Okay. Yeah.
Layman's philosophy.
Yep.
This week's unanswerable questions. Okay.
That's right. That's right. Okay. And the first question
Special
today
edition.
is:
Yes.
if everyone says that life is unfair, doesn't that mean that life is fair?
Everyone says it life.
Right. I mean,
right.
it's
I
the
guess
same
so.
for everyone, right? Life's not
Right.
fair. Oh man, life's not fair. Huh?
Life. That's right. So it's that degree of fairness, I guess you're talking about, right? So
All right.
everyone has that feeling that it's unfair.
Yep.
So it's fair in that respect.
It's fair in
Right.
that respect.
That it's unfair for everyone.
Yep.
Is that kind of what you mean?
I didn't write these questions. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, but my answer, that's kind of my answer. Yeah, I mean, it's the same for everybody. Oh, the wife is home.
Same for everybody. So, hi, Mercy.
So.
But yes,
yeah,
I think you're right. I kind of agree with that. Sure, it's unfair. So it's fair in that respect that it's right.
So
Fair to say that it's unfair for everyone. Yes.
Right. So if you hear somebody say life's not fair, then you should say, well,
yes, it is.
Because
right.
it's
Yes, it is
the same for everyone. It's unfair
it's the same for everyone. That's
But
right.
if it's yeah.
Dan, can you relate an instance where life has been unfair to you lately?
Yeah, I had to share an office with this guy for a couple of years, and then
I know what you're getting at.
I mean, that was so
really.
unfair.
I know, really. It was unfair to me too, because you got the bigger side of the room.
The bigger side of the room. Okay, right. It was one room, and actually we were both in the back, right?
Yeah, we were both in the back. That's right.
Actually, maybe the biggest half of the room was the room that we had shared for the students to come in and talk and shoot the breeze and stuff. Yeah.
Actually, that was a nice area, wasn't it? In that office.
It was. Yeah, that was great. Because we had enough room, for our desks and our computers and our printers and our bookshelves and everything in the back. And yet we still had that shared area with the sofa and a couple of chairs.
That's right.
And
yeah.
the sink was in the front. Everything was out in the front there.
That's right. We had a little fridge in there and a coffee maker and.
Yep. That was a decent setup, actually. It was at
decent.
Osso, so we had a beautiful view. You look out the window and
beautiful view.
Green,
I'll never forget the view. That's one thing I really loved. That beautiful view.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that campus is no longer around because of the earthquake, right?
That's right.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah, the building where our office is now, I guess, has been designated as a museum or something like that for research. They're looking at it to see how buildings stand up to earthquakes and so on.
That's right. I haven't been up there, but I hear it is open, actually.
Yeah, I haven't been up there since they switched it over. I went up like just before they switched over because I hadn't been up there since the earthquake. So it was like a year and a half or 2 years after the earthquake before I finally went back up there to sort through my stuff to see if there was anything salvageable. I was actually surprised at how much was salvageable. A lot of books and so on. Yeah.
A lot of books, yeah. Did you get your computers, by the way?
I had one laptop up there that was, I mean, it was already old at that time, and and then 2 more years after the earthquake. So I mean, it was pretty dated anyway. So, but I did grab it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I did grab it, and
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
a printer
There
was
we
still
go.
working and so on. So yeah, it was worth the trip up there.
That's nice. That's good. That's great.
More than
Yeah.
the computers,
Yeah.
though, the books. I had books up there that I
Hmm.
really didn't want to lose, and so fortunately, I was able to find most of the books. Yep.
Right. Yeah, you did have some good books, and there were some games there too. Did you grab the
Yep.
games?
The
Good.
games, a couple of them I grabbed. Some of them had spilled out, and it seemed like more work than it was worth to, because all the bookshelves had fallen over, so books were scattered all over the place. The things were just all over the floor. So you were climbing over toppled over furniture and
Gosh.
bookshelves and so on, and so the things that, if it wasn't intact, it just didn't seem worthwhile to scramble around searching for all the parts. So,
I can't imagine it.
oh,
Just
yeah,
can't
it
imagine it.
was
Yeah.
interesting. There was one part on the from the third floor. You could actually look down and see the second floor through the floor.
Mm.
There was a big enough hole
Wow.
that you could actually, yeah, yeah,
Oh no. My
yeah,
gosh. The ironic
yeah,
thing is that when I was there before the earthquakes, right? They spent like a year reinforcing the whole building. Remember that?
yep,
They put
yep,
all this bracing on the outside and they reinforced the whole building, and it
yeah.
did little good, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the call. I mean, I would imagine that if they hadn't done that, it would have been, more or less a pancake. There wouldn't have been, there wouldn't have stood up at all. Because even with,
Right.
yeah, and those were, you know, steel beam diagonal, support beams that were as big around as a medium sized tree, more or less. I mean, those are huge supports there on that building. Didn't keep it,
Oh,
didn't save it though. Didn't save it.
no, didn't save it,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah. But the whole
How
campus
about
is going to be moved.
Yep,
So,
yep.
right.
Gonna move closer to the airport, farther away from the mountain, but closer to the airport. So,
That'll be nice. So, other than that, other than sharing an office, any other unfair things
I mean,
happen
again,
to you?
life is unfair. I mean, I think that, for example, at the school that I work at, I have to retire at 62, but I cannot receive any any retirement benefits until I'm 65. So that's not fair.
Oh gosh, that's right. That's right. That's not fair, is it?
It's not fair at
That's
all.
pretty much not fair, isn't it? Is it? Wow, okay. Wow.
Actually,
What?
I could
Yeah.
I could receive I could start receiving the benefits early, but only at like 70 or 75% of, what I would get if I waited until 65.
I see. So if you started to get them early, would that mean 70% forever, or would it go back
Right.
up to 100%? Oh,
Forever.
right.
Forever.
Forever,
Right.
right. So
But
wouldn't
if I
revert back up to the 100% when you're
yeah,
65.
yeah, but if you wait until you're 70, then your monthly, or then your benefits are like 142% of what you would get if you retired at 65.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you get an extra 40%, by waiting 5 years.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I can retire at 65, so hopefully. But I in my career in Japan, teaching career, I haven't been working the whole necessary amount to get
You
uh,
haven't been working at all, Jeff. Don't kid
what I
me.
need. What I need. So I might have to pay into it a little bit in
Oh
order to
yeah.
get, but not
Well,
much.
no, no, no,
Or
because I don't think, or maybe you've been here long enough that you're grandfathered in under the old rules, but the new rules, it's only like 10 years that you have to pay into the system to qualify now.
is that right?
It
Okay.
used to be 25. It used to be 25 at the
Right.
minimum, but they
Hmm.
redid
Hmm.
it because there were so many people that weren't here for 25 years, and kind of stuck in between, so they lowered it to 10.
Hmm. Hmm. Gotcha.
But
Okay. Well, that's good.
but
for the
what
new
I'm not
people.
sure about is, since you've been in country for so long, you might be under the old rules. I'm not sure how that works.
I'll have to investigate that.
Yeah,
And I have a few more years, so I'm not going to
yeah,
really worry about it quite
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's life is unfair, as you said. There's all kinds of things that can happen to people, and when you think about, we haven't been in the United States for many years now.
Mm.
Do you ever wonder like what could have been, had
Yeah,
you stayed there?
I think about that once in a while. I do. I think about that once in a while. I had an opportunity to actually stay on uh, at the University of Iowa, where I got my master's degree. I could have stayed on there and continued teaching the foreign students that were coming into various programs at the university. They had they had a couple of different types of English programs, intensive English and English for foreign students, and so on. Could have gotten involved in. I had a real good relationship with the faculty there, and I knew everyone involved in the programs, and they knew me, and they still would have hired me. I think even if they
Yeah,
knew me, they still would have hired me.
they still would have hired
But
you. Wow.
yeah,
Okay,
but
that's good.
you know you know it, this is one thing that's interesting, the difference between America and Japan. In America, it's almost assumed that you're not going to get a job where you graduated. I mean, that looks bad. It looks like that's the only place you could get a job, right? It's only because of the your relationship that you developed with the faculty, or they feel sorry for you, so they give you a job, right?
In
Um,
Japan, you mean? You're talking
no, in America,
in America, right?
the,
Yes, right.
you basically want to get a job someplace else,
Hmm,
right? You
hmm,
don't want to
hmm.
stay at the same place. Where in Japan, it looks really good if you're hired at the university where you
That's right.
graduated.
That's
Mm.
right. I know of quite a few professors actually who work at my university who were once students
Yep.
at my university, and yeah,
At
it's very good actually. Hmm.
at Tokai now, I know at least three or four maybe five, either uh, faculty or staff, Jimuka, Kyomuka, people that are students. A couple of them were my former students. Yeah,
Mhm, mhm, mhm. I gotcha. That's
yeah,
yeah, excellent, excellent.
yeah.
Yeah, we one slight unfair thing
Mm,
for me, if I could relate it. We've got
yeah,
this family small cottage up in Osso, right? That
right.
for years we had great views, and we could see the caldera of Mount Osso, right?
Mm,
And just in front of us and next to us recently, a couple of houses went up, right?
uh,
So we lost the views, and now we have neighbors whereas before we didn't for years, yeah, 10 or 12 years.
yeah,
Uh, but these things happen, right?
yeah,
And you just have
yeah,
to move on and just and enjoy life
yeah,
as it is.
yeah.
Absolutely right. It may be unfair, but it's still very enjoyable.
Yep.
Sure,
Yeah,
and
so that's a
you can
wonderful
have a
place up
great
there.
time.
Yeah, I remember
It
being up
is.
there. It's a great place to get away. Yeah.
Hmm.
Your
Very,
view
yeah,
being
for sure.
restricted is not a plus, but hey, it's still the same place, right? It's
Still
still
the
good.
same place, exactly,
Yeah,
right. And sure, sure, sure. So
yeah.
we just have to enjoy our lives. Sure, absolutely, right. And yeah, would rather be living than not living,
Right
right?
on, right on.
Even with all the unfairness in life. Sure, absolutely, right. And I mean, there are many different levels as we were talking about. I mean, perhaps some people, might have to work extra during a particular day where everyone else can go home, or you're driving through town and you happen to get all the red lights as opposed to getting the
Mm,
green lights. These little things.
yeah, yeah. Or I mean, an example that sticks out in my mind. I mean, just by chance. So I'm from Iowa. We have summer thunderstorms. Can get quite severe, and we get more than our fair share of tornadoes coming through, right? And
Hmm.
there's a small town just south of the town that I lived in, and on that town there were two churches, one on each side of the main street that went through town, right?
Okay.
And on the east side of the street was the Protestant church, and on the west side of the street was the Catholic church. Right, they're right
Wow.
across the
Okay.
street from each other. Anyway,
Hmm.
a
Okay.
tornado came through, right,
All right.
and just totally decimated the Catholic church on the west side. On the east side, I think there was maybe one window broken out of the Protestant church, right across the street. So,
Yeah.
um, is that fair, or was that a message from
Yeah.
somebody? I don't know.
You can get into a big one with that one, right? Because I have
Yeah,
relatives who are Catholic, right? And
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm Protestant, so
yeah.
I think it's fair. No, let me take that back. Never mind. Let's not go that direction. Let's not delve
Okay.
into that.
All righty.
Right. But yeah, that's an interesting one, right?
Mm,
Or of course there's always cases where someone who is close to you, gets sick and whatnot, right? Or
mm.
mm,
Yeah,
comes
with this
down with a
COVID, I
disease
mean,
and stuff. Yeah.
two people each contract the virus, right? And one of them, it's like a mild cold, or he doesn't even notice it, and the other one ends up in the hospital, or worse. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem fair.
Absolutely. Right. Sure. I after my second shot the other day, 2 days ago, yesterday I was a bit sore. My arm was quite sore.
Mm,
I had a tinge of a headache in the morning.
mm,
No fever,
mm-hmm,
but that was all really. I didn't, and some people say they feel a bit tired or lethargic. I didn't go
mm.
through that. I was pretty
Okay.
good. The evening I kind of felt quite tired,
Mm.
and then today it's slightly painful, but not much at all.
Huh. All
Yeah.
right. Well,
And
that's good. Yeah.
it is good. It is good. Maybe I'm lucky in that respect. And I know some people who get fevers. They have, they're extremely tired
Mm,
and
mm.
very painful muscles
Yeah.
and whatnot, muscle ache after. So yeah,
Yeah, I've
there
heard
you go.
more complaints from people that have gotten the Moderna compared to the Pfizer. But
Right, right. I've heard that too.
yeah,
And I got the
uh,
Pfizer, and you're getting the Pfizer, Dan. Yes.
yep, yep,
Hmm.
yeah. So
Hmm.
you got your second shot exactly 3 weeks after the first one.
It was about 3 weeks. My first one was on July 8th.
Uh,
Second one was the 29th.
okay, so yeah, 3 weeks in a
So
day or something like
it's
that.
3 weeks
Yeah,
in a day, exactly. Right.
yeah. Okay. Yeah,
So
Mike
and
got his exactly 3 weeks. A lot of people get theirs exactly 3 weeks. I have to wait. Mine's 4 weeks in a day before I get my second one.
oh wow.
Yep.
Okay. Is there a reason for that or?
Well, the venue where I got it is hospital, and what I heard is a number of people that got their first injection at the Kumamoto Joe Hall downtown.
Yes, that's where I
That
got mine. Hmm.
Right. A number of people got the first ones there, and they thought that they would be more comfortable at the hospital, and so they switched and asked for their second shot to be given to them at the hospital.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so there, a large number of people waiting to get their second shot, and so priority, I got bumped back. But
I see.
uh, actually, from what I've heard is what was it? The optimum spacing between the first and second shot of the Pfizer is 9
Ah,
weeks or something like that.
that's right. It's better longer, isn't it? I've heard that too.
Yeah. I heard that first about the Oxford AstraZeneca. I'd done
Hmm.
some experiments, and they said that seemed to be the case, but I hadn't heard that about Pfizer until just recently. And then I heard basically the same thing, that 8 or 9 weeks is the optimum to wait
Hmm.
for the booster, the second shot.
Well, so you're getting
Um,
close to that realm actually. That
Well,
distance
I
might be
mean,
good.
yeah, I'm only a week younger than you, actually, so
Hmm.
it's
So yeah, that's
but
true. That's true.
maybe it's good. Maybe that's a
Maybe it's
good
good.
thing. I thought, oh, geez, I got to wait for an extra week. Now I'm gonna be kind of on edge for a week longer, waiting to get that second shot, but
Hmm.
now it's
Hmm.
like, oh, well, maybe there's a benefit. So
Yeah, yeah, good, good, good.
yeah.
I love the second question. If the early bird gets the worm, why do good things come to those who wait?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense at all.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've never been an early riser actually
Oh, mm,
in my life, really. So, I
yeah.
mean, having been a slightly late riser, I still find worms. you know, I still get plenty of worms. So, hey,
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah.
how
I mean,
much I think the early bird gets the worm all the time.
my explanation for this is, so the early bird gets the worm. So there, in order to get that worm, the bird has to exert an effort, right? So
Well, yes, right.
yeah, right.
True,
So
true.
you get out there and start working that worm earlier, and you're the one that's going to get it, right? But good thing
Sure.
comes to those who wait. It's like, okay, the guy who just kicks back, and let all the, everybody's out there, panicking, fighting for things and so on. The guy that just
Totally.
kind of kicks back and waits for the
Totally.
dust to settle might
Waits
be
for
able
the
to
dust to
walk in
settle.
there and scoop up,
Boom. Scoop up the ones that were missed,
that's
you know.
right. Yeah. So,
And
it's like
granted there
that.
will be ones that are missed,
That's absolutely right. Absolutely.
right? And I
Always
wouldn't
miss
call them
opportunities.
leftovers, right? Or forgotten ones, right? They're
No,
just
no, no, no,
there's
no. They're
there's
just,
plenty to go around, right?
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
and I
Yeah.
think, I like to believe kind of in the law of abundance.
Uh-huh.
I'm not one for to believe in scarcity. Like, oh my God, I got to
Uh-huh.
go out and get mine.
Right.
There's
Right.
I believe in the law of abundance. There's plenty of everything to go around, right? And you
Yep.
might have to exude some effort, right, at some point,
Yes.
but there's plenty to
Yeah.
go around. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Every
do.
every
I do
time
believe
there's
that.
yeah, every time there's some kind of a disaster or whatever, like we saw in the pandemic, the toilet paper shortage that,
Yeah,
places
right.
saw, it's just so
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's ridiculous, right? I
It's
mean,
like
yeah, and then
people
because
have this hoarding,
they
built
do,
in,
they
I
have that
guess.
hoarding mentality, and then it just
Yeah,
causes problems for others,
that's right. That's
right?
right.
And
It's
one thing that, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's self fulfilling because, like back in the 70s, when we were going through the oil shock in America,
Yes, yes.
and around the time, for years after that, it seemed like there were shortages of this and that, happening just every once in a while, right? And this kind of shortage and that kind of shortage, the oil shortage. I can't remember what else, but I do remember a famous case. Johnny Carson on the Tonight Show came on, and he always does his monologue at the beginning, and telling jokes, but they're always tied in, somehow to current events. And he was saying, oh, we've had this shortage and that shortage. Well, now they say the next shortage is the paper shortage, and
Mm.
he said that as a joke, but some people heard that and thought, oh shit, this is the next, he thought, they thought that it was news, and so they went out
Oh
and started
wow,
hoarding toilet paper, and it actually did cause a shortage.
you're kidding me.
No, no,
Wow.
that was an actual thing.
Okay.
That was an actual thing. Johnny Carson caused the toilet paper
Wow.
shortage in America, or
That's
at least in
fascinating. I
some
didn't know
some
that.
some cities. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, no,
yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah, and also, right, people who loot. It doesn't
Ah,
happen in Japan.
right.
America is a huge one for looting, right? They think, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it's I can get things for free. I'm gonna go.
yeah.
That's, I think, not good.
I mean, but what angers me is the fact that, they use the cover of some kind of a protest, like,
Hmm. Hmm.
so, protesting against, so the big one with the Rodney King, was killed and so on, and so people going out and protesting against that action, right? um
Hmm.
but these shop owners or whatever, I mean, that has nothing to do with that. That's not any kind of a demonstration. That's not making any kind of a point. That's just people taking using chaos as the cover for their own clandestine acts, right? And that just doesn't set right with me at all.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But in
Doesn't sit
America,
right
that
with
happens
me
all
either.
the time, right? In
It does.
America,
It happens all the time.
there's these huge protests. The crowds get unruly, and then the next thing you know, people are looting. Um,
People are right, exactly. And even for the smallest thing too.
yep,
And not just a few people, many people in
right,
some
right.
cases, right?
Somebody
I
throws that
yeah.
first brick through a
Mm,
plate glass window somewhere and grabs something, and some people see that, and then everybody says, "Oh, if he can do that, then I guess it's all I do it too."
yes, right, exactly. Like a kind of a theme that comes up often in our layman's philosophy, the power of the masses.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
That's
And
right.
it's bad. It's bad.
What do you think about this one? If you hate haters, does that make you a hater and you'll hate yourself?
Wow. I think so, doesn't it?
Yeah, mm,
I
that's one of those
yeah.
paradoxes, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
it is. It's right. It's a paradox, right? Yes. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Like
I like
what was that one
paradoxes.
from Girdle?
Which one?
The
The set of all sets that don't contain themselves.
well, that one, but also this statement is true.
Oh, no, this
Statement
statement is
number
false.
one is false. Right?
All right.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, 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 yeah. The following statement is true. The preceding statement is false. Right? So you
That's
put them
right.
together.
Yes. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Right. So if you hate haters, does that mean you will hate and will hate yourself? Well, because you hate haters and I hate, so
Right.
therefore I'm gonna hate myself. That is a paradox.
Right. Yeah. You hate haters, right? So therefore, you are by definition a hater because you hate, and so therefore you must hate yourself. Yeah. No, I love haters.
Hating haters. Let me get my my coffee here, Dan. Can you continue for
Okay,
a
you get
sec?
your coffee. Yep, absolutely. Alrighty, the Jeff is out of the Jeff has left the building. Yep, Jeffersonian. Yeah, but yeah, haters. There's why is there so much hate in the world? I mean, and on such arbitrary issues, like national origin or melanin, skin melanin levels. I mean, if your skin has high levels of melanin, then you know whatever. It just doesn't make any sense at all.
Right. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. Hey, listen, I'm gonna have to cut it a little bit short. Did you see that
Okay.
out there?
What's that?
Grass.
Grass.
I've got to go cut that before it rains.
All right. Okay. Well, it's okay. Yeah. All right.
But we
All
had a
right.
good.
One more question. I got one more question. Let's do the last one here.
Okay.
What would happen if Pinocchio said, "My nose will grow now"?
He'd be lying.
He'd be lying. Well, then his
Boy,
nose would
wouldn't he?
grow, right?
Whoa. Okay. He wouldn't be lying.
Then his nose
He.
wouldn't grow. His nose only grows when he lies.
That's true, isn't it? I don't really know. I think he would have an itch on the back of his head. I have no idea.
His
Paradoxical
nose
indeed.
is in constant flux then from then on, grow or not.
Yeah, right. Well, therefore, it's not going to go. It's just going to stay the same, right?
Or well, maybe it grows and then it shrinks and it grows and it shrinks.
Grows
That's
and
why it's growing,
shrinks
but it's not getting any longer.
a slight bit. Deet, 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 deet. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, these are definitely unanswerable questions,
That
irrelevant
is a
questions,
really
ridiculous questions. Yeah.
irrelevant, ridiculous, but fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you should put that on there too. Fun, unanswerable questions. Yeah.
Fun, unanswerable questions. There you go.
They
Yeah.
are. They
Yeah.
are fun.
I got part of my part of my list of 120 unanswerable questions. Yep.
Let's tackle more next week.
Absolutely, we'll do that. We'll do it. All right. You go out
Thank-
there, do your due diligence, and cut that grass.
I certainly will. Thank you.
Don't
You have a
smoke
great
any of it
day.
now.
No,
You're just cutting it, right? This is not a
Just cutting
harvest,
it.
right? This is not a
That's right.
harvest. This is okay. All right, just
Just
cutting
cutting
it.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I don't think
righty
it's that kind
then.
of grass, but
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe a hybrid. Who knows? Okay. Anyway.
Could be a hybrid. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate
Yep.
it. Thanks for watching,
Have a good
everyone. Are
one.
you gonna
Have a good
keep on,
weekend.
Dan,
Thanks,
or are you
everybody.
gonna
Yep. Take
you
care.
gonna stay on?
No, I'm gonna take off too. So thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Subscribe.
Thanks, everybody.
Find me on YouTube. Subscribe there too. Would appreciate it. Thanks again. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thanks, Dan.